Hey, I'm Elijah with Ritte and Other. One of the things that we get a lot of questions about is mounting tubeless tires. I think a lot of people haven't had much experience with tubeless versus old school tubed tires. Mounting them is a little bit different, has a little bit of a learning curve. So I wanted to show you kind of the best way to do it, make sure that you're successful and you're not struggling, you're not fighting it, and you're not getting bloody thumbs. First things first, you've got your wheel, make sure it's well taped. Ours come pre-taped. We include a valve stem. I recommend that you get your valve stem nut reasonably tight and snug so that air isn't getting around the seal on the valve stem, and then mount it with a standard floor pump, because that's, I think, what most people are gonna have at home. So make sure you get your logos lined up. And with these bigger mountain bike tires, they're gonna be a little easier to mount. You can probably do it by hand with these. Get your bead kind of pulled over, and boom. So your first bead is on. Really important. You want to make sure that your bead is in the center channel of the rim. You don't want it on a shoulder. If it's on a shoulder, you won't get enough slack to get it on the wheel. The way tubeless works is very different than a clincher. A clincher has a hook. The hook retains the tire on the wheel. With tubeless, the bead of the tire right here is designed to be so tight that you mount it into the center and the air pressure forces it onto a shoulder that's on the rim, and that's what holds it in place. So because of that, they are harder to mount, but it doesn't need to be super difficult. So what you're gonna do with your second bead, start pushing it on, and you can see that I'm pushing it into the center channel of the rim. So you don't want it on the shoulder. So you keep moving it into the center channel of the rim, keep moving it, and then you get to this end here. So you can see I've got the bead pushed down into the center channel all the way around, run my finger around to make sure. Okay, so I've got as much slack as possible, and then boom, it's on. So check, make sure that you've got it kind of over the valve stem, and then your valve stem is nice and tight. Get yourself a nice floor pump, and we're gonna see how we do mounting this with our standard floor pump. All right, so you heard that little kind of clicking. That tells you, all right, the bead went over the shoulder and it's mounted. So that mounted about 25, 27 PSI. This is a big tire, so it's easier to mount and seat a big tire for the most part. No leaking, you can hear it, it's mounted. You can see that it's even all the way around on both sides. That's how you know it's mounted, ready to go. Then you'd put your sealant in. I'm not gonna put sealant in for this, but if you were gonna do that, you just unscrew the valve core and loud noise. And then you could use your sealant injector to put sealant in through the valve core. And you can see this tire is fully mounted. It's not coming off. It's, yeah, it's on there. So to take the tire off with the tubeless tire, really the same thing in reverse. I go all the way around, squeeze this bead into the center channel, and then I do the reverse side, and I push the bead off of the shoulder and into the center channel. And once you've done that, on a bigger volume tire, you can probably just push it off, or you can use a tire lever, which is probably the best practice. Take your tire lever. I really like the Pedro's. It's kind of the classic. Hook it under. You're just gonna zip it right off. There you go. So that's the mountain bike tire.